Hello, everybody. Pounding rocks. I figured I'd just do a kind of like an in between, like a pounding rocks every day kind of video here. I figured I'd just give a state of the fleet address for 2020. 2020 has been crazy so far. I mean, it's just like we were going like this, and then we just did. It's quite wild. I'm okay. I'm considered essential. If you can look at that, this is what essential looks like. And so I've got work, so income's still coming in, and I'm still working on the projects slowly, but we're still going here. So this is the shop as it stands right now, and I figured this would be a nice backdrop and everything for everybody. All right, so I'm just going to talk about each truck and where each truck stands, and we'll start with this one right here that's behind me. Um, this slept all winter long, like it usually does, and I woke it up last weekend and moved it over to this side of the barn because the red truck is now out. Plans for this one have been to go from a 2-inch lowering block to a 3-inch block. That I've been lazy about. I must apologize. I got to take the rollers off. I've got the stack of the AR 62s with the 215s on them sitting over here on a pallet. I'm going to swap those out probably next weekend. I'm not really feeling like it this weekend. And then just driving general maintenance and just driving it on nice days. That's what this one is going to do. The red truck, LaRouge. I've kind of nicknamed it Cherry Bomb now. It's got because it's a bomb. It's ready to explode, and it's so cherry. Yeah, this is a cherry truck. That's what I would call it. I have doors over here for it, sitting in the pile. I put a new hood on it last year, and I put a new cowl that came off of that red Pathfinder that I had because the paint codes match, so it looks like it's supposed to be wearing those. I also have two fenders upstairs in the storage parts department up there, the D21 parts department. That's sitting up there, and I might have to do a timing chain on that one. So far, it's been okay. It's not as bad as the new truck. The new truck definitely needs a timing chain, but the red truck seems to be okay. Other than that, just drive it. That's going to be a workhorse. Well, I don't even know. It might not even be a workhorse anymore. The new truck seems to be pretty reliable, or at least it's a better drive, and I don't have as much of a problem. Like, I'm not as attached to that truck as I am this red truck. This red truck got me through some pretty dark times, things that were going on in my life that it just seemed like the world was crashing around me. So this was the truck that I used to built just to keep my mind occupied, and it's been fantastic to me ever since. So there's that one. So that's green, LaRouge slash Cherry Bomb slash red truck. I don't have any intentions to really change anything else on the red truck. That's pretty much it. Just drive it, enjoy it. I might paint the steering column. Who knows? I mean, I have thoughts of turbocharging it. I do have a 240SX intake that I'm looking at right there. I have a turbo exhaust manifold, and I've got an entire intercooler piping setup. On a rainy day, maybe. I just have to get an FMU, and I would just have a cheap low pressure turbo setup to just make that truck really scream and scoop. That would be kind of fun. So the new daily driver, I put new drums in the back. The shoes were in great shape, but I put new drums in the back. And now that pulsation's all gone. It does not pull, and it does not pulsate anymore. It's in good shape there. It does have needs, though. It needs a timing chain. You can hear it. At certain RPMs, you can just hear it rattling off of the metal plate back there, and you just know it's just a matter of time before it's going to start going through the timing cover itself. I don't want that. I'm really not in the mood for that. I just want to once we get past this really crappy weather that we have going on, I'll have more time to down that truck, drive this truck and Cherry Bomb, and that would be, it'd give me time to do a time chain. I can have that done probably in an afternoon, maybe a full day or whatnot if I just stick to it. And then that truck will be really good. It needs a carrier bearing, and it probably needs a U-joint, but the carrier bearing shake is hiding the U-joint. So that whole drive shaft will probably have to come out, go to Fleet Pride, the ones that built the drive shaft for the red truck, for Cherry Bomb. The same guy is going to have to rework this drive shaft for me. I can't do a one piece. You can't do a one piece on a stack on a standard height hard body without cutting the cross member where the carrier bearing used to be. Because the way the angle goes is just too much. It'll sit on that carrier or sit on the cross member. You can cut the cross member, but all you're doing is giving the chassis more flex. I mean, you can weld something between it. We'll see. Pathfinder pickup. Lots of stuff going on with that one. First off, the front clip is right here sitting next to me on the floor. I brought the whole thing over here just to clear up room over at Justin's shop because we certainly don't have enough room in that shop for me to have just all my parts puking all over the place. In exchange for bringing this front clip over here, I was able to bring the transmission that I took out of the red Pathfinder last summer. The transmission is now sitting over in front of the Pathfinder pickup. So the engine's there, the truck's there, the transmission's there. I have a flywheel and a pressure plate and a clutch sitting in my kitchen right now because I can do that. I can have truck parts all over my house. It's great. You should try it sometime. Anyways, so flywheel, pressure plate, and clutch are sitting in the kitchen. The clutch, I do not think is going to work out. I don't know exactly what the real difference is. I mean, it's not like a supercharged VG33 is putting out gobs of power. It is not. It is probably compared to a 3.0 V6. Yeah, it's putting out gobs of power. The 3.0 V6 was what, 150 with a tailwind, and the 3.3 supercharged is rated at 210. Rated? I don't know if that's legitimately what it's going to be, but we'll be making some minor changes over time to kind of get it back up there. But that's a huge difference between a 3.0 and the supercharged engine. So, will the 3.0 clutch hold that power? I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, I've heard that they rated those things up to like 300 horsepower, and then all of a sudden now the supercharged clutch is like $400, where the NA clutch is $200. I'll do my research and I will get back to you guys and let you know what my final decision is going to be on it. So transmission is there. Drive shaft is sitting right here on the floor in front of me. I don't have to have the drive shaft made. It'll bolt right up. The front drive shaft is still in that truck. The only other things that I've completed, I completed welding the bed on. You guys saw that. So the bed is all installed on the truck. I just have to run the wood slats. I took the seats out of that truck and put them in the new daily driver truck. I have a nice pair of SE seats that I took out of that Pathfinder. Those are going to go in Pathfinder pickup because they're much nicer. They got the lumbar support, way more 80s style. They're cool. So those are going to go in that. And that truck will be, I'm thinking if I really stick to it and I don't lose my job and the economy bounces back a little bit, I might have that truck on the road by like late August, early September. If I can get all the pieces, get the wiring all figured out, because bolting things in is easy. I could have the engine and transmission bolted in a weekend, and all of a sudden I can say, hey, this truck's got a 3.3 supercharged motor in it with a 5-speed, and all I got to do is just plumb it. And the plumbing is going to probably be the longest part. The actual plumbing of hoses and stuff, easy, piece of cake. It's the wiring and tricking the computer into being able to run a supercharged engine. That's where everything gets kind of funky. But I'll have more videos on that. I do have a video of that coming up where I pull the bushing out of the back of the crankshaft and tap a pilot bushing in so you guys can see that. That whole process involves drilling holes in that bushing and then taking a Dremel with a cutoff wheel and cutting the thing in half. So then when you're done, you take a hammer, you smash it, it crunches, it collapses, and then you can just pull it right out. It'll fall right out. Then the pilot bushing just pops right in place of it. Also did the rear main. You'll see all that. And then the final project, which is Exopatho, which is that red Pathfinder I purchased last summer that had the rod that went through whatever. I mean, I haven't even pulled that motor apart. All I know is that you can't even turn the crank more than 1/8 of an inch in either direction. So there's something really bad going on in there. When I pull that engine out, I will take it apart and find out what happened in there, because I'm going to gut it for all the good parts that are left, and then obviously scrap the block. If the block is garbage, I'll scrap that. We'll see. I have no intention of doing anything other than pulling the engine on it and pulling and then parking it alongside my barn so it can just sit there and wait for a rainy day. That's least of my concerns right now. It's kind of on hold. And the rest of it's just been me working in the shop, just getting the shop together, cleaning it up, moving parts, getting new tools, getting things like stools and stands and all that happy jazz. I've kept myself busy. It just hasn't been entertaining enough to do any kind of videos on it. It's just been like small stuff, me running out here and tweaking something and running back in the house and where it's warm. So there it is. There's the 2020 State of the Fleet at the beginning of the year. Let's see where we end up in December. Those are my plans. That's where all the other vehicles are at. So the three little two-wheel drivers are the only ones running. I have 6 trucks now, and I have a 50% running rate. So that's not bad. I mean, that's really not bad at all. Last month, I actually got into a really bad accident. I had my Sonata spin out and crash into a guardrail on the thruway. It completely killed the car. Scared me to the point where I thought I was going to soil my drawers, but miraculously I didn't. And now I have like a whole different like outlook on life. And a lot of great things have happened since that time. A lot of crazy things have happened since that time, but there's some major great stuff that's happened. So I'm feeling like really inspired now. The car was destroyed. I ended up getting money for it, so we're all good. That's kind of how I funded the new daily driver truck there. And I don't have any car payments, so I'm perfectly happy with that. If that truck needs like $100 worth of maintenance every month, that's still way cheaper than going out and buying a car. I will do that all day long. So, and of course, I'm going to fix her up a little bit because I don't want to drive total junk for every day. And I have parts. I have a pretty sizable parts bin now from tearing all these trucks apart. That I think that if it has a need of some kind, I probably have it here. So it's just a matter of just making her happy. So if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can email me at nissanrallycrosstruck@gmail.com. You can also leave a comment down below. You can also find me on Instagram under rainmaker_D21. I have almost 900 posts on that page. Everything from a couple years ago when I started the red truck till now. So if you guys like it, just let me know. And I will, so here what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to tilt the camera around so you guys can see the front clip. This is the Pathfinder pickup. Let's see if I can get this camera right. Pathfinder pickup front clip, all one piece. It's kind of flimsy, but I'm thinking I'm gonna keep it as one whole piece that you can just take on and take off as you need to. Obviously, the main star of the show is this one right here. This is the one that started it all back in 2008. Over here, here's my doors. The 2 red doors that are going to go on the red truck. I have a bench seat here if anybody wants to buy a bench seat that's in really good condition. It's burgundy. I will sell it for a song. And of course, right underneath this plastic here is my future 3.6 or 3.7 supercharged 2-wheel drive build. This is the 3.3 that I took out of that gold Pathfinder a few years back that came with the pulley to change it over to 3.0. Pulleys and everything. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and like, share, and subscribe. And you guys, hopefully this craziness just blows by quickly. Anyways, take it easy now. Pounding Rock signing off.